Hello guys, today we'll delve into the latest developments regarding NIO, encompassing its market performance, and a comprehensive European review of the NIO ET7. Additionally, we'll explore potential technical trends in NIO and other prominent stocks. Stay tuned for a comprehensive analysis. So, let's talk about what's happening in the market. NIO is up 1.08% today, performing quite well. We had a gap earlier, but I believe NIO has filled that gap today and is now trying to rebound. However, this will largely depend on the overall market. Speaking of earnings, Pfizer and AMD are set to release their results tomorrow. We'll have to wait until Wednesday to get data that can impact the market. All the data is usually released in the first 2 hours. In the morning, we will have employment costs, followed by house price index reports, Chicago PMI 15 minutes after the market opens. Keep an eye on how these affect the market. At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, consumer confidence will be released 30 minutes after the market opens. After that, pay attention to the Fed announcements on a few things. These are just minor data points for Tuesday. Today, the market shouldn't be too crazy, as the day before FOMC meetings tends to be less volatile. More pressure and changes are usually observed on Wednesday when the Fed decisions lead to more fluctuations in the market. I'm keeping an eye on how things unfold. But when it comes to NIO, there's something new. There's a review for NIO ET7, and it's quite interesting, especially because it received mixed reviews in the European market. The ET7 is 5.1 meters long and has an intriguing design. Furthermore, the ET7 comes with the company's trademark battery swap technology, which is a positive development. They have given it 3.5 stars. They said that when making decisions, they consider the possibility of competing with faster charges and services. Their reliability services are relatively unknown in Europe, and they have a significant presence on European roads. The good thing about this is that they are well prepared, offer a comfortable journey, and are quite comfortable. So there's both good and bad news about NIO. When it comes to its design, it looks quite futuristic. Some people are saying it looks somewhat strange, styled in a generic way. As for the interior, they say it looks good. It has many displays and comfortable seats, but there are some drawbacks, such as a small boot area and limited rear space. They also mention that the rear seats do not recline fully, and other points they mentioned are that the engine performs well, and the brakes are good. However, they say the brake pedal response is inconsistent. I can't completely vouch for that. Apart from that, overall, they've given mixed reviews. Different people have their opinions, which is perfectly fine. But I think the biggest concern is that it's not yet widely recognized in Europe. People are still learning about it. It may look a bit wide on European roads, but it offers users more space and their services are available. They intend to further grow it. So, for me, it's not the worst rating, but it's not perfect either. It's not the end of the world. I understand that the European market is quite different from the Chinese market, and this is just one review, but I believe that some positive aspects have been pointed out. When we have more data, it is said that there is further potential and people can travel with it and enjoy the world. Currently, the price ratio of NIO is decreasing. Is NIO appearing weaker compared to SPY? Besides, it is also important to remember that Tuesday often accounts for 55.2% of the time. But apart from this, we see more confusion in other parts and towards the end of other hours. And the volume is around 26 million. So the question is, what will NIO do next? The good thing about NIO is that we are possibly developing an inverse shoulder structure. I see that it will try to increase rapidly in the coming days, at least up to $8, as there is an unfilled gap. And I think NIO will now start pushing. Besides, remember that NIO will release its October month deliveries report tomorrow or the day after. This could provide a glimpse into the future for NIO, so I hope for some positive things ahead. These are the things I understand. We'll have to see for security. From a technical standpoint, a bullish divergence is developing on the chart. So far, there hasn't been a significant bounce, but I believe it's about to happen. We're waiting to see when this bounce occurs. I believe that NIO will attempt to reach 7.61 soon. In the beginning, there might be a slightly weak start due to market conditions, so it's possible that it could drop to 7.4 first before bouncing back towards 7.61. Then, I think NIO will try to reach 7.8, but there's a chance it might encounter resistance at the 50 EMA. So be prepared for a slight retracement and then watch for a bounce. There's also a possibility of another sideways day in the market. We might go back towards 414 and then move towards 416. We have a good inverted shoulders pattern, but if we lose 412, there's a chance of a bearish trend. I'm not saying we will lose it. It depends on various factors. However, there's a possibility of a slight retracement, followed by a stronger bounce, and the potential for the market to go higher. We need to watch the weekly 200 EMA. If we fail to hold the 200 EMA on a weekly basis, it could turn more bearish. If we stay above it, there might be an attempt to test the 200 EMA again. Looking at the weekly and daily charts, there seems to be a slightly bearish sentiment. Therefore, there's a risk that Tesla might drop towards the lower 190. If that happens, we'll see how it plays out. There's a chance of a slight dip towards the lower 190, and then we'll watch for a bounce. Apple seems a bit weaker this week, but based on this weak performance, it might attempt to go back into an uptrend after earnings. I think Apple might move higher and test 171.75 on the 4-hour time frame. I've seen some potential signals that Apple is trying to reverse, so there might be a slight dip towards 168.7 and then a bounce towards 171.75. There are good chances of a dip and a bounce. I'm also keeping an eye on QQQ, and I see a potential wedge forming, which could lead to a drop towards 348. Hopefully, there will be a bounce and a break above the upper side. Then 352 becomes a possibility. There are chances of both a dip and a bounce. I'm also observing very tight movement in NVIDIA stock. If we break and hold above the 413 area, I see the potential for NVIDIA to reach 420 to 421. I believe NVIDIA can test 421. I see a good inverse head and shoulders-like pattern, so I'm leaning more towards the bullish side, and I think these imbalances will attract NVIDIA towards at least 420. That's about it for now. Let's see if there's a slight dip in the morning for NIO. Perhaps in line with the market, NIO might retrace to test the important support at 7.4. Then, a bounce may occur, heading towards 7.61. If it breaks there, let's look at 7.81. I believe that's when we might see a strong move. But for now, that's all. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.